Hi guys, I'm Ree.
I'm Mar.
I'm Jay Saucy.
And this is the Need to Know. So guys, today we have a wonderful guest.
Yeah. Music artist, you feel me? Jay Saucy, model. Yeah. Just doing my thing.
So today guys, we're gonna steer, right? Okay, steer away from our spiciness today. We're gonna talk about something that I feel like, has to be shed a little bit of light on, if not all the light. We're gonna talk about government corruption, especially the incident that happened. Well, you're gonna see this a week after, but incident that happened a few days ago. It was 2 days, 2 days ago. Right. So Nipsey Hussle, as you guys know, a wonderful artist. He basically got shot and killed in front of his store in LA, right?
Yeah.
What side of LA is that?
South Crystal.
Yeah. So we're just gonna talk about, that incident and just government corruption in general, how it affects us as especially Black people and any type of minority. And I feel like, it's very important that somebody talks about it, if not everybody. So we're just gonna talk. Where you wanna start with, guys? We can talk about anything. But you guys wanna talk about that incident first, or you wanna go from government corruption to that?
I mean, we can start with that topic first.
Okay, but how do y'all feel about it?
What the incident?
Yeah, just.
To be honest, it was unexpected. Like, I came home and like my brother actually told me like, oh, he got shot, but he's in the hospital. So I'm thinking, all right, like you know how shit is in the hood. Like, somebody gets shot, so you're thinking, all right, he gonna be all right. It wasn't until I heard he got shot 6 times, and then like a few moments after that he passed. So it threw me off guard because it was like you hear most of the times that people be dying, but it's like somebody like Nipsey Hussle, like you would never expect something like this to happen at such a young age, at 33. Like,
for real, he was like 33. I'm like, damn, he was young. Everybody's like, no, he's not. I'm like, that's dead young. Like, that's dead young. Like,
I mean, I was home when I heard it. I was like, you feel me? Cause I kind of listened to his music here and there, you feel me? Watched some of his interviews and stuff. He had a lot to say, inspirational stuff. But like, one of the main theories and stuff going on is like, why he died is because of his research and interview with Dr. Sebi and stuff. And like he kind of said in a previous interview or something like, if I die for this interview, I better ride for this, that, and third.
Right.
So it's like, in a way, it's kind of like you can kind of see it from both sides in the sense of where it's like some people like go against Dr. Sebi because they feel like when he went to like the court case and stuff like that, and he got found like he wasn't really practicing, the medicine and stuff like that. They feel like he didn't really do much as he said in a sense, but it's like I don't know. You gotta look at it from like both sides. And, the information and stuff. You gotta do like your own research, and really just try to dabble your mind into it and stuff.
I feel like, the whole thing about, Dr. Sebi being a doctor, like, he was like, oh, it was like organic stuff, right? It was like organic, natural. Right, so it's like, okay, so a lot of doctors, like, if you have like a Muslim doctor, like, they won't give you medicine. Like, they will try to tell you to do something else, like, drink something else, or like something that's more natural than to give you medicine. So for that in particular to like have come up, I thought that was like, a little bit weird. Because, doctors now, they would try to prescribe you something else rather than to give you medicine, because they know, like, medicines is not as reliable.
Hospitals get paid to like, not necessarily cure in a sense, but they get paid to treat you, because like hospital itself stands for the house of sick patients, including. It's okay, I'll come back to it. But yeah, so it's like, cause like think about it like this, like a woman giving birth, right? A doctor would get paid more to do a C-section than a natural birth, in a sense. So it's like they get paid more to do irregular things, and like they get paid by treating you instead of curing you. So like a cured patient is no money.
Right. Like I was having so many conversations about this, because I was just like, when you go to the doctor, like, they keeping you there for a reason. Like, they're not giving you medicine to cure you. They're not giving you medicine for you to feel better. They're giving you medicine to, all these vaccines and stuff is the virus, legit.
Yeah, to make you come back.
To make you feel better. So, you know when people be like, oh, you know, like, so for you to get sick, right, it's because of bacteria and, like, bacteria. That's a natural thing to get sick, like, bacteria. Like, there's bacteria everywhere, you know. That's how people get sick. That's how germs come about. But it's like, for you to talk about something's in my blood, that's something that was given to me, legit, you know? Because it's like, there's nothing could be in my blood. Nothing could be in my blood, like, cause it's like if something's in my blood, someone had to literally give me this. So it's like for me to just be sick and have bacteria, that's a natural thing. Like you get sick, you know, your body's gonna make the what's the word I'm looking for? Make the fight it basically.
The white blood cells?
No, blood cells have nothing to do with it. Like when you get sick, right? Like I'm sick now. I'm sick because there's some type of bacteria in my body.
It's the bacteria
right.
reacting to mucus and breathing.
Right. Like that's what Dr. CB said. It's like there's only mucus. Like it's mucus. Like that's the only real disease. So you know, it's like you hear about you know you get the flu, and you gotta get the flu shot. You're giving somebody a virus so that they can feel better. But it's like your body has to fight that virus, or else you're gonna keep getting sick. That's why I'm like, you know, all these that's no funny. I don't like to take medicine. It's just I just don't like to take medicine because it's like, you know, I feel like our bodies is naturally gonna heal itself.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Cause naturally, you know, back in whatever time period when man first got created, there was nothing. There was no medicine. Everybody relied on, you know, it was right. So it's like if that could happen before, why can't it happen now? So I feel like that's what, you know, he was trying to talk about, and it's like it was just because that was the case, it was like throw it out the window.
It's crazy how, like, speaking of Dr. Seppi and like the natural medicines, like, you know, some of the big stars that like either went to talk to him or was with him, like all of them passed away. And it's like, I mean, to an extent, like I don't think it's a coincidence, but it's kind of strange how, like, for example, Left Eye went to Honduras with him, like to speak with him about, you know, trying to cure HIV and AIDS, and then she passes away. And then they said Michael Jackson was talking to him, and then he passes away, and then he got locked up, and he passed away like in custody, and now Nipsey was doing a documentary about it, and then he passed away. So it's like it all like it's weird how everybody that like had contact with him, and how even though like he's controversial because, you know, all the, you know, claims and, you know, malpractice, but at the end of the day, like I guess he was trying to do something right, and the people that were supporting him are now, you know, having to suffer for it. So.
I don't get it. My thing was, how is it malpractice? Like that was my thing. Like I was confused about that. Like how is it malpractice if like just because it wasn't had nothing to do with medicine?
Yeah, because he's like like on the technical side, he was never really practicing medicine. So it's like, you know, they acquitted him of the case and stuff like that because he was never like practicing medicine in a sense. So it's like everything he was just doing was just trying to get people to, like, he was getting people to like pay for, you know, sessions and stuff to come see him on type of stuff, and then in a sense give them like lessons, like things to do, like not yoga and stuff, but like things that you eat and stuff, natural things like the alkene diet and stuff like that, you know, alkene water to drink. He was never doing medicine in a sense. He was just like thinking all this, like he was a natural, you know, herb remedy type person.
That's why I was like, I'm like, if he was never practicing medicine, how was that malpractice? That's why I was like, he had to get acquitted. You understand? I was just like, I swear, people, I didn't understand that. Like, I would have been sitting there at the trial like, wait, what? Because I've been like, that makes no sense at all. Okay, I want to talk about this mysterious death that, like, I was just like, okay, so he got shot 6 times. You know, Nipsey Hussle is mad skinny and mad tall. And every shot hit him, basically, right? So that was a professional person. It was not gang related. Because first of all, what gang person is really gonna shoot you and get you every time?
I mean, I think Nipsey was like or something like that.
Yeah, but he's 33 years old. If you didn't kill me and shoot me when I was 18, there's no reason for you to kill and shoot me now. I'm 33 years old and I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm very, like, I'm an inspirational person. You don't hear about me enough to want to be for me. So you understand? So it's like, and then you shoot me in front of my store. You see, like, all, like, the things turning in your head. Like, you shoot me in front of my store. I live here. I've been living here. This is where I grew up. And you're going to tell me that the community that I care about, I love, and the people that I know and I grew up with, you're going to fight me and you're going to, well, not fight me, but you're going to kill me in front of my store?
Yeah, like, he was doing so much for the community and stuff in his hometown and stuff. And it's like all, like, a lot of not just, like, rappers in general, but, like, people, influential people, like, die in their own hometowns, their own cities, because it's, like, I don't know, like, look at, like, you know, X and stuff.
Right.
Look at other people, like, but, like, you know, it's like your own hometown is the place that, like, doesn't accept you the most.
So,
Yeah, that's weird.
but I was like, okay, my thing is when you die in your hometown, it's like, you have to think about, you know, what was really the reason why you died there. They're gonna get you, like, if someone's gonna kill you, they're gonna get you somewhere that they know that it's gonna be something tied to it in some type of shape or form. And it's like, they're gonna get, like, so, like I said, in front of his store, that has a camera, mind you, if you've seen the picture. There's a camera in front of the store. So tell me why that wasn't the first thing I looked at. Tell me why that's not the first thing you guys looked at. Like, it's like, you know, it's like, mind you, he was supposed to meet with the police the next day, talk about what I was supposed to talk about, to get children out the streets and help them. Right. So tell me where this bad person lives. Tell me where this bad person in this man is. Because he's a black man, he has to be bad. Because he's educated, he has to be bad. And it's like, why?
It's funny too, because when he died, like, the first thing the cops did was, like, I mean, not the cops, but, like, the media put it out and it was like, oh yeah, we believe Nipsey Hussle died for a gang-related purpose. And it was like, I can see why you're saying that, because, like, you know, I'm guessing he's Crip and, like,
but he talked about that. He spoke on that, like, in his songs before. Like, he did, like, you know, it was some song and he, like, spoke about it, like, oh, but he never, like, it was nothing where it was like, oh, you know, like, I'm still doing that, you know. So it's like, I felt like if he was like, oh yeah, I'm still doing that, I'm still this, I'm still that, it's like, cool, it might have been gang related. But it's like, for someone who to be so knowledgeable about all these things and try to save some, like, a community and get the violence out, I don't see, you know, where I should be shot and killed in front of my store. Like, I was so baffled by that. I'm just like, wow. Like, people, like, and you notice that the government has so much to do with all these things, especially when it's something that you should know about. And he said it, he was like, this is something that y'all should know about, especially black people. Because black people is the ones that, you know, are victims to a lot of things, but get pushed aside for it. Like any type of person is always gonna be knowledgeable, you know, you're gonna learn what you learn. Right. Everything is gonna be absorbed by anybody and everyone, depending on what color you are, what race you are, how old you are. But it's like, it's what you're gonna take in as an individual. And because he was trying to share that, it's like, boom.
That's why I was saying it's crazy, because it was like how the moment, not even a day after, like, the media's already talking about his game with it. Like, at least do an investigation. Like Serena said, like, there was a camera right there. Y'all could have saw what happened. Like, I mean, they already found, like, their suspect. Like,
yeah, they said they found somebody.
Like Eric Holder or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, but, like,
did you see his picture?
Yeah.
You see what he looks like?
Yeah.
Why? How is it him?
I'm like, I don't.
How?
Like, I mean,
I was like,
if y'all got the footage and that's him, then all right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why post it as a gang-related thing? Like, why not just say, yeah, he just got shot for that story?
I seen something. It was like the LAPD was like, oh, it
wasn't gang related.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They tried to
Yeah.
like this mean what they had said. So they, like, it was a source. Someone was like, oh, we believe that it's not a gang related murder and stuff like that or something. So it was like, oh, but he's gang affiliated, but it wasn't gang related. I was like, what? They still trying to, like, throw it out there at him, like.
I was like, but why is it gotta be? My thing was, why does that even have to be thrown in there? Like,
yeah, like.
I was just like, copy. That's how y'all feel? Cool, because he's a black man. Cool.
Nah, literally, like, another thing was crazy. Like, literally, like, moments after he died, Google changed the what's his name? His wife. They changed her to former partner. Like, was partner, and then, like, moments after was like former partner. Like, right after. I'm like, yo, that's
crazy. Social media moves real quick. Like, real quick. You be like, I just seen it said something else. Why I say this now? Like, social media moves real quick. I was like, wow. Like, everything you see is oh, this is what happened. He's in the hospital, 6 shots, da 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 da, gang related, da 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 da. And it's just like, that moves so quick for people who don't know nothing. Like, y'all not police, y'all not investigators, y'all not, So it's like, why can't y'all wait? I was like, no funny, like my heart that goes out to like anybody related, like knows him, all of that. Cause it's like, death is not something that like anybody wants to face. Like, I personally, I'd be like, I'm like, let me mourn in peace before I mourn with other people.
Right.
So it's like, it's like, I'm like, y'all not even giving her a chance to mourn. Like, it's like, y'all just trying to
throw everything out.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like, the moment he died, like, everybody's gonna put it on the page, like, oh, sorry for your loss. Like, I get it, y'all give her grievance, but, like, yo, she just lost my husband. Like,
she don't let her up to all the notifications.
For bro.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't want to hear, like, I mean, I understand, y'all trying to show me love, but it's like, you have to mourn in peace before you even get the chance to mourn with the next person. And I feel like that's very important, and people just like to throw death at people, and I feel like that's really hard to deal with, like, any type of death. Like, it's just really, especially in such, like, abruptly how it was.
Exactly.
Like, that was really abrupt and random, and it's like, everybody was just watching the video. Everybody was just watching the video that they posted with, what is it, GQ? Yes. Mm-hmm. They just did that photo shoot, legit, just posted that. They just went up, and I was like, wow, like that. They just did the interview. They just they just went to the Grammys happened, right? That was like a week or two ago or something like that. The Grammys, like a few weeks ago. They just listen. I don't watch TV like that. But they was just at that. They was just together, and it's just like, wow, like it was just a shot in the face. I was like, I would have cried like forever.
She's gonna be holding on to that for a long time, cause like they've been together since like '99 or something like that.
Yo, they've been together for mad long. I was like, it's crazy. Like since he had no hair in his face, like I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I wanted to shed light on this not wonderful, but this government corruption. So I told you that I was like, okay, so have you seen Prison Break before?
I think so.
With Michael somebody, what's his name again? Not his name. No, that's not his name. It's not Michael something. That's his name in the show, right? Okay, so you seen, he's in The Flash. The guy that plays Snart. Okay, him. So him and the guy that plays the fire guy, what is it? Yeah, so they're in that show. In that show, they're cousins, but in Prison Break, they're brothers. So the one that's the fire person. So basically, he gets framed for killing the president's brother, something like that, vice president's brother. So it's a whole backstory to how the government is corrupt, and they're basically trying to figure out what that is. And then, you ever seen Blacklist?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Raymond Reddington, and he's putting the people that committed treason away, like giving them up, basically. So my thing is, if you could write a TV show about all this corruption, why these people are not dead either? You understand?
Because it comes to a sense of like television, anything that's on like TV and media itself is like what they're allowing to be there. Like in terms of news and stuff, that's why they say a lot of times like, news is not necessarily all true. News is like, it's more just thrown at you because it comes down to like they're going by a certain guideline in the sense of what they can put out there, what they can do. They stay in the certain requirements and certain things and stuff like that. And I mean, regardless, like, like in a way, it's like a TV show, like it's a show. They don't feel like maybe, it's that big. It's not going to really have much influence. As
but it's like when if you've seen, well, Blacklist I feel like is a good one because if you see how the government basically set up these people and then made them, Raymond Reddington set up Raymond Reddington to be this guy, and he committed treason. He really did, and he's not even the person he's supposed to be. So it's like the people that's in the government that have all this power is the people who's putting things in your head, like you said, the news. No funny shit, I don't believe the news. Like the news really is false. Like I really believe that they just be like, this is a story, believe it, and I just be like, it makes no sense. But it's like you see like things on TV, like you ever seen Altered Carbon? It's on Netflix. Okay, Gucci Man. You see how he don't look how he used to look, right? Who else is it? It's somebody else, but I can't remember. But we're gonna use Gucci Man. He does not look like who he is supposed to look. And also carbon, it shows us that it's basically how you have different sleeves and you could just transfer someone's consciousness into the next body. So
I mean, cloning is real in the sense of like they practice it on I forgot what animal it was.
a sheep.
Yeah, something like that. So
But no, they're actually cloning people's bodies and making it real. It was actually a video, like it's real, like they're doing that. And I was like, so you're using this money that we're giving you to do these things. But it's like, who is the ones getting it though? Like we're giving you all this money, right? We're giving you all this money to do these things and to, you know, we're sacrificing this and we're lower class. But it's like, you know, the government is controlling our lives and it's like we try to have a say in it and it's like you can't because it's like they're just throwing us. So how you guys feel about like just the government in general? Like
In a sense, I feel like a government is needed. I'm not saying this particular government, but like
this government needs to go in the trash.
yeah,
Like
I think we need to start
legit.
over. But like I do think like with such a high population, there needs to be some type of like set boundary that not controls us, but like gives us ways of life. Because I imagine a world without government, like yeah, it'd be nice, but then what? You know what I'm saying? Like I think people would take it to the extreme where like there'd be no control, like it'd be chaos everywhere. Like you can kill somebody on the street and get away with it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so in a sense I feel like we do need government, but like the way this government is running, like especially with this administration, like it's so much like bullshit that's fed to us, like especially in the news and media. Like for those that don't know, like the government does own television and media, so whatever is portrayed out there, like the government does have a say in what goes in, what goes out. I don't know, like to me, like that's why I don't believe the news either. Like I barely watch it, like because you notice in the news now, like 90% of it is oh somebody died or this bad shit happened or this happened, but they never really talk about, you know, like for example what Nipsey was doing in the community. Like you never hear that shit. So
like they promote violence, like not to, like that's the number one thing that they promote, like violence, like legit. And they think that it's okay, like you know you watch all these TV shows and it's like somebody's dying, somebody's getting killed, somebody's everything, like
and that's when it goes into music and stuff, like in terms of like not like aside from the, like government in a way, like the industry itself, like you know the entertainment industry itself, they like to promote a lot of like violence in a sense, and you know this and this to like have a control on our minds of like you know the communities and stuff like that. So that's why it's like when a lot of like artists and stuff like that, they go out there and they're, you know, they're promoting the bad stuff and they're doing like things, you know, gang related violence and that type of stuff, you know, guns and stuff like that, you know. Then they start to get like positive in a sense, like you know, X or something like that. That's when things start to be like, okay, we gotta like, you know, you gotta chill out, you gotta, you feel me? Stuff like that. So it's like you gotta just like stay in your own lane in a way, in a sense, and just like do what you gotta do and get out. You feel me?
yeah, that's the one thing I peeped, like especially after Nipsey died. Like I noticed before Nipsey, when he was alive, like people were talking about like his doings and how he's helping the community, but not enough. Like now you see it more because of his death. So I feel like when people who are, you know, not necessarily rappers, but like especially in the entertainment industry, like oh it's always about yeah he's a rapper or he's an artist, but you never talk about him as a person until like they pass away or they're trying to do good and something bad happens. Like before, like when Nipsey Hussle was alive, like they were just saying, oh yeah, he's a rapper, like he dropping albums, this and that. And then like after he passed, it's like, oh yeah, you know, he was helping the community, he was doing this, he was doing that. So it was kind of like, I don't know, I feel like the media kind of control that in a sense.
Yeah, the media controls a lot in the sense of what gets put out there. So it's just like, unless you really go out there to do your own research on what he like, or he does, like you go out there to watch his interviews and stuff like that, you're not gonna really like see it in a sense unless you know somebody that's like popping and blowing. Like if like you're gonna see, like if you go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, you're gonna see, you know, Blueface interview or something like that. You're gonna see things like Drake or something like that. You feel me? You're not gonna see much of other people in a sense.
Like I was watching, it was some interview though. He was talking about energies. I like that interview though. I'm not gonna lie, cause it's like I'm not gonna.
Like the Carmen interview.
I think it was. I'm not sure, but he was like, oh, you know, you have to work on your own energy because what you give is what you get. Yeah. Because I mean, I preach it, yo. You know, I preach that all the time. I be like, cause I be like, yo, like when you treat somebody a certain type of way, regardless of anything, you're gonna get that same thing back. And I feel like, you know, that's very important, just as a person, as an individual, and that goes like a long way too, especially like, cause right now I take this class and like we're talking about, you know, ancient African societies, and trust me, it's okay, but. And it's like taking that class now and seeing like what's going on in the social media and like the world right now, like you can see like, you know, how over time like life is gonna always change and develop based on who is influencing those particular people. Especially everything goes back to, you know, influence on a black person, because in that African society, they didn't believe in class. They didn't believe in, oh, the higher person and the next person. It's like now that the white man comes to you and tries to bring that bad energy to you, that's why all this bad energy comes down. Because it's like they just brought that here because it's like, you know, it's like that's what I know now because this is what they taught me. They told me that I need to do this, I need to have weapons, I need to have power, I need to have more money, I need to be superior. And it's like you don't need to be superior. You could have a wholeness and be one person. And you know, that's why people try to express to people like y'all don't have to fight each other. You could work together and be one, and it's like you will be perfectly fine. Like especially with the government, like they want to be superior, they want to be empowered, they want to, you know, be more than the next person. And I think that that's not how a society should work, because it's like we didn't have a government before, you know, and people work fine together. It's like over time when you get more and more people, there needs to be a higher person, but it doesn't mean that everybody has to be lesser. I'm like, it's lesser, right? Nah, like that's what I'm, like it's hard to like really grasp certain things, especially when you gain new knowledge, like, you know, like we're talking about, you know, when you gain new knowledge, it's like that's what makes you stronger, that's what makes you, you know, wiser, that's what makes you, you know, a better version of you. And it's like that's what, you know, people try to express, especially the black man, because, you know, everything is always the black man gets knocked down. And it's like, why? Because the black man is the strongest when you have knowledge.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like if we're gonna really, like, if we're gonna change, like, it has to start with ourselves. Like the whole black on black crime and shit, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are we killing our own people? Like, to be honest, like, I know, like, the white man is, like, doing dirty shit to us, but, like, at this point, I really feel like he shouldn't do anything because we're already doing it to ourselves. So I feel like if we're gonna change,
because of the white man, though. It's because
yeah,
we're killing each other. Yeah, because of the white man. Because the white man told us that we have to be superior within our own race instead of helping each other.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're really gonna change, like, how we're treated or how we move, like, then we have to start with us. Like we gotta stop letting, you know, what the white man has, like, work on ourselves. And once we do that, then we can go ahead and fight the system together. Because until, like, we can't do it if I constantly gotta watch my back, you know, exactly. My brother. Like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
And then a lot of people, like, what was you saying? Like, continue on. A lot of people willing to die for like hoods and, you know, gang-related stuff that belong to hoods that belong to the government itself. So it's like you're not really doing much but just making the process easier and eliminating the rest of us here. So it's like, you know, sometimes you gotta just sit back and think like, how's this really gonna, you know, work out? Because it's like they say, like, you know, in terms of like black men period, they only think that one or two or three things happen. Either we're gonna end up dead, in jail, or just, you know, that's just how it is. That's how they just see all of us in a sense. And it's like if you don't write your own story, the system is gonna write your story for you. So it's like you gotta get up and move out of that mentality in a sense, because like it's not doing nothing else. If you gotta, like, as you said, watch it back every 5 seconds of who's around you and where you're going and stuff like that, it's terrible.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna have a wonderful little interview. We'll just talk about our wonderful guest here, okay, guys?
Alright, so we got Jay Saucy. Jay Saucy in the building. Alright, so a little backtrack from how we got this guest. I was at I was at our recent guest, Black Soul Loco.
Shout
out Loco. He dropped his album, and, you know, I met Jay. Knowing that you're an artist, we usually ask all artists, like, how did you step into the field Like, how did you get into it?
I mean, I kind of always been like entertainer, music type person in a sense. Always had it. Like, music is everywhere. You get your influence from anything, you know, whatever. But it's like I kind of like I play piano a little bit here and there and stuff. I can play a few instruments, drums kind of, but I never really had like a place to start. So it wasn't until I guess I like maybe a few months ago, like last year, I really started getting serious into it. I was like thinking like, you know, I could probably do this. Let me try this and whatnot. You know, I've only been making music for like 5-6 months for the most part, and so it's like I really just got committed to it, and I just threw myself out there. It was like at one point I was just like, fuck it, like I might as well just, you feel me? You gotta be your own number one supporter at all times. So it's like I just had to keep, you know, pushing myself and I just threw myself out there.
All right, so another question that we always ask our artists. So who would be? Well, actually, first, what's your favorite genre of music?
I mean, I grew up listening to pop, so it's like kind of like that, you know, that pop kid, you know, in a sense. Because, you know, pop used to be a very big thing, and I kind of listen to like all genres in a sense, because I try to get like a broadened mind and idea on like music and different flows and stuff, different ideas, how, you know, instruments work and stuff. But I think like used to be like big on like pop, so it's like kind of when I take it into like hip hop and rap, or more like the melodic side in a sense.
Alright, so who would be your top 5 favorite artists? Like any genre, any category?
Not in any, alright, that's not in any order. I could put.
It's okay. Let it like no funny. Let it be who you like. Cause I feel like all of us always pick like all these old people that like we only know them because like. Yeah. So pick who you know. Like.
I mean, I listen to. I mean, I know I grew up like in terms of like hip hop rap. I grew up, you know, I put like Kendrick Lamar. I put like, you know, Justin Bieber in a sense, like not the new Justin, like the old Justin Bieber. You feel me? Now I listen to more kind of like X type, you know, Juice WRLD. If I want to get like, if I'm feeling in the mood to get like lit, feeling to get high and get lit, I listen to maybe some like some up tempo. I listen to some, I don't know, some Splurge. I listen to some Gunna. I listen to some Playboy Cardi. Yeah, I'm big on like, you know what I mean? Like I fuck with both sides, like in terms of like the lyricism in a sense, or like, you know, the more like Wu type rap in a sense, where you have like, you know, Kendrick, you have, you know, Cole and all type of people. But then it comes down to like, at times you want to like nobody's gonna go to a party and just play Wale. Like not in a disrespectful way, but like, you feel me? Unless it's like, you know, nobody's gonna go there and just wanna like bump out to J. Cole and stuff. Exactly. You feel me? You wanna get hyped, so you know you're gonna play that, like you're gonna play the, you know, Playboy Cardi, you're gonna play the Uzi in a sense and stuff. And like I feel like I feel like I'm getting on track, but like a lot of old heads, they come like they try to like they hate on us young artists in a sense. From what we do and how we're like disrespecting rap and hip hop, but like everything is just an extension of hip hop in a sense. Everything is what you make it, and like a lot of times it's more so about the feeling, how you feel when you listen to music. Like how you can listen to one song and feel sad, and the next moment you feel happy and stuff. You know, frequencies, all that type of stuff. But it's like, I mean, back in the day, they had like a lot of like. There was a lot of like artists that wasn't really rapping about much in a sense. You know, they was doing like the same thing. It's just they wasn't as big and stuff.
Right.
So it's like comes down to the same thing. It's just like what you see more now is like, you know, the hype rap and all that type of stuff, the hype, you know, the one rap and all that type of things. And it just comes down to like, there should be no reason why the old heads is hating stuff, because we're doing our own things. We're coming out on our own. They didn't say, here, this is how you do this. Here's the guidelines to, you know, get into music and rap. No, we had to like figure certain things out and stuff. So it's like everything is just changing and changing. So, you know, I just listen to whatever.
You answered my questions though that I had. I was like, oh, you know, the type of style that you have. It's like
my style in a sense. I honestly don't like. I don't really put myself in a category, because like people that really listen to my music, they can hear like every song is like something different in a sense. Like I don't really have a genre. Like I'll be going from like one moment I'll be having like a little auto-tune type thing, and the next moment I'm on like a beat with no melody, like a splash type beat or something. Then I'm doing like some like trap singing type thing. You know, I just be definitely. I think that's gonna be hard for me to get like really like key fan base. I'm pretty sure everybody support me though, but like in terms of like, you know, that hard fan base, Cause that's what like some artists like B.O.B. had problems with, you know, cause he was doing his pop thing, he was out there and stuff. You know, X kind of had that problem in terms of like, not like the alter ego type thing, but like, you know, you had like that dark side with him, and then the other thing, like the up tempo and stuff. So it's like, I just be creating whatever, trying to find like my sound and my style in a sense. But it's like when you just in that mood, like if you're feeling lazy, something you want to create some, you know, some little hype thing, or if you're feeling in your bag, you want to create some, you know, trap singing type thing. So it's like nowadays, like artists just gotta be like versatile in a sense. It's not even a sense of just being like one genre. Just like just do your thing. Music is music. It sounds good. No matter what it is, it's gonna be valuable. You know?
I feel like in regards to like the fan base, it's like, you know, they like, okay, like with Juice WRLD, for example, like he has a specific kind of sound, and it's like you're always gonna know that. But it's like he does like every song is always like. So yo, I'm telling you, like what's the album he just came? I was like, why is all the songs like? But I was like, I liked it about. I was like, that's what I liked about. That's what I like about him. It's like it's never like, oh, I'm always gonna talk about this or always gonna talk about that. It's like I'm gonna talk about this, that, and third. And it's like, especially when you freestyle and stuff, I'd be like, whoo.
Yeah, just when I could really use freestyle.
His freestyles be on point, like.
Hour. I just be like, dang, that's.
Nah, it then be an hour, but you then be listening to it like, nah, that's fire. That's. So that's why I'm like, you know, I feel like being as versatile is like, you know, like eventually like that fan base is gonna be like shoot there.
Yeah, I mean like a lot of times a lot of artists like take approach, like for instance, like if you listen to Drake, you know, he sounds way different from when he first came out to now. Because like before it was like rapping about whatever, then he cut off, like when he first got signed, you know, the Cash Money Records and that type of stuff, you know, like since like starting from the bottom and type of stuff, he geared off from that, and then he started focusing on like, it's a lot of artists do that sense, but they focus on like gearing towards women, like making music for like females and stuff like that, because if females like it, you know, males is gonna like it, like, you know, boys are gonna like it too, because it's like the girls is talking like, oh, you don't listen to this, or you got this, you feel me, and they're like, damn, so they like, they start listening to this, and they want to, you know, have that in their category. So it's like a lot of times a lot of artists take that approach to gear their music towards getting, you know, the women in fan base, because like women are more like lower like supporters and fans than not, because men, you know, we be listening to like Juice, Blueface one day, he do some bad shit, I be like, yeah, we on some next thing, you feel me? It's like we see one like women's thing or whatever, I'm back on like, you know, Jakers and stuff like that, you feel me? So it's like, you know, you gotta like just, they do that and then they come back to like other things they have, because once they already have their solidified, you know, sound stuff, then they can experiment other things, like, you know, Drake with like Spanish song and stuff, you know, just doing his thing.
Well, I feel like with that, you know, like another example would be Lil Durk. Like, you know, in the beginning when he first came out, he was not rapping about the shit he rapping about now. Like, it's like, he said it in the interview, he's like, you know, what had to do with the label, it's like, oh, they wanted me to do this, and like, you know, what's that, I feel like it's, ooh, like, cause you know, before you get signed, you're gonna rap about what you rap about. Then when you get signed, they want you to rap about this because this is what I told you to rap about. And then you're like...
Yeah, but that to me, that's what I think, like a big example, Chance the Rapper, he was talking about how, like, yo, today's rappers should not be signed to labels. Like, I understand the concept, like, you guys want to make money.
That deal, you want the money, but it's like...
You want the money, but it's like, at the end of the day, like, the money's gonna be so short compared to, like, you not owning your own records.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, labels telling you what you can and cannot put out. But as an artist, like, the world of music and artistry is like, it's so free and open that you shouldn't be constricted to what you want to put out.
And that's why a lot of people have their own, like, they started doing their own labels, and you know, they start, cause it's like, okay, I have this freedom, and it's like, because I signed this artist now, and I'm giving you this artist this leeway, like, now we're gonna all be good, right? And it's like, cause Lil Durk did that. Who was it? Like, recently. Like, little baby artists too, like, you know, there was somebody, and there was somebody, I can't remember his name right now. But I was like, cause with Lil Durk, like, he signed, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really hate his school, I'm not gonna lie.
I think G Herbo signed somebody too.
Oh yeah, G Herbo, I think it was G Herbo.
Kodak signed in 22.
Yeah. See, it's all those, you know, those artists that was like, over here getting like, cause G Herbo was with somebody, no? Wasn't he, he was signed to somebody, no? I don't remember. Cause I know Little Baby ain't signed with nobody, and like Little Baby be doing his own thing though. I just feel like Little Baby needs to come out with some more music, cause I like Little Baby flow. His name sounds so weird to me. Like,
Yeah, I know what's going on for me. It's Jay Saucy. Make sure y'all, you feel me, check me out on Instagram _Jay Saucy, Twitter SOS Jay Saucy, Facebook Jay Saucy. You feel me? Contact reach me SoundCloud Jay Saucy. More old platforms too. Make sure you check me out. I mean, from Queens, New York, just doing my thing. You feel me? I'll see y'all in a bit.
so guys, that was our wonderful show with our wonderful guests. I hope you guys liked it. So the whole show was our wonderful heated topic, just so you guys know. So I know the last show we didn't do heated topics. We apologize. We forgot. We were sick. I'm still sick. It's okay. So the wonderful shout out goes to
my main logo, aka New Black Soul on Instagram.
so make sure you follow him.
But until next episode, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _remamo.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ReTheHost. Make sure you follow the Wonderful Shows page at TNTK Show on Instagram and Twitter. No more Snapchat. Guys, we don't have a Snapchat. That's it. Just forget about it. We don't got a Snapchat no more, okay? That's it. Like, we threw it in the trash. Yeah, other than that, make sure you like, you comment, you share, subscribe. Bye, guys.